Did early modern people care about the medieval past? Dismantling the Medieval investigates that question via a micro-historical study of Bouxières Abbey, a small convent of secular canonesses in France's eastern region of Lorraine. In 5 chapters that each correspond with a critical stage in the convent's existence from the late 17th century until the early 19th, the book charts the ambivalent relationship of these women with their institution's medieval past and its various legacies. On the one hand, we see that the early modern canonesses felt that they had very little in common with their earliest predecessors, in terms of how they organized their lives, how they interacted with outsiders, and how they saw themselves as a religious community. In the book, I describe how they metaphorically and literally distanced themselves from objects and spaces that reminded people of a medieval conception of female religious life. On the other hand, however, we also see that these women were keenly aware of the need to remain attached and remain connected to objects and spaces that linked them to Bouxières' 10th century origins and to its founder, Saint Goselin. That tension between wanting to remove oneself from the medieval past and at the same time remain connected to it is central to the book's argument. Dismantling the Medieval considers a wide range of testimonies by outsiders and insiders that give the analysis a textual but also iconographic, material and spatial dimension. These different testimonies provide us with a very detailed understanding of how these early modern women experienced and lived in medieval convent space, how they handled medieval documents and objects, how they viewed and reviewed the monastery's narrative of origin, and finally also how they shaped outsiders' perception of who they were and how they related to their medieval predecessors. Importantly, the book also dispenses with the traditional cutoff point of the abbey's dissolution in 1791 and takes the story further into the 1830s. It does so to show that in the post-dissolution period too, people thought of the abbey's medieval history and its various legacies as things that still bore relevance to their personal lives and to their self-understanding. Finally, and most importantly, the argument takes a reverse chronological approach. Guiding the reader back through time, Dismantling the Medieval unveils the cumulative and elastic nature of the canonesses' memory culture. Now, in doing all these things, Dismantling the Medieval wants to contribute to the study of early modern women's memory politics and its embedding in texts, objects and spaces.